So everybody's super stoked that the FBI raided the Fulton County, Georgia election office in regards to the 2020 election, which we all know, even the dumbest of the dumbest know by now, that that election was completely fucked up and rigged in favor of Joe Biden, who was already a vegetable at that time and turned into a complete vegetable during his presidency. So now it looks like everybody's like, oh my God, look at the FBI, they raided the fucking thing. And oh wow, look, how many times do you guys have to get duped by the same people? Because this is the same FBI that's covering up the Epstein files in favor of what sure seems to be like rich pedophiles. They have lied about the Charlie Kirk assassination. They've covered up any remnants of the case against that fucking kid that tried to kill Donald Trump and shot him in the ear. Cash Patel is basically come out here and look like a liar every time he speaks. He's a completely different person than the guy that was on podcasts, 2 years ago talking big game about all the shit that he was going to do if he ever got any power and what we're going to do if Donald Trump gets back in and oh, wow, what, yoo-hoo. And then we've got Dan Bongino that quit but won't tell anybody the real reason why, and is now some sort of shill for the establishment, calling everybody black pillars and doomers and panicans. Get fucked, Dan Bongino. And you're expecting me to believe now that they're going to get really valuable evidence that will prove in the end that at least in Fulton County, the election was rigged in favor of Joe Biden? It was the most important county. It was the place where the water line broke right in the middle of counting, where Donald Trump was beating Biden by 10 fucking points. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, water line broke and now we're fucked and that's it in the end. And next morning, Joe Biden wins. Look at that. More votes than Obama. And you're telling me that if they find this evidence, that the Supreme Court wouldn't even touch it. They were too pussy to do and allow any case investigating the election. And now you're telling me the FBI that's covered up every fucking thing that we want to know about. And if they haven't covered it up, they lied about it. And if they didn't lie about it and actually displayed evidence proving that something bad had happened, like with the Russiagate stuff, they don't prosecute anybody regarding it or related to it and let everybody walk. You think that FBI is going to find the smoking gun about the 2020 election and not cover it up and not bury it? They've been working against Donald Trump and getting the justice and accountability since day one. And now suddenly, because it's the 2020 election, they're going to release the most bombshell, amazing evidence that's going to put the 2020 election on its head and make Joe Biden an illegitimate president that should rewind and undo every fucking thing he did during his illegitimate presidency. You think so? I don't. I think the FBI has now got the shit that's going to prove the election was stolen, and they're going to bury that shit as if it was a corpse they were hiding. They're going to burn it. They're going to bury it. They're going to put acid on it. They're going to plant a tree over it. They're going to put cement over it. They're going to make sure that ain't nobody ever going to see any of that shit. That's what I think is going to happen. So before everybody jumps fucking up and down, enjoy here and say, oh my God, the FBI raided. Yeah, that sounds really good if you can trust the FBI, but we already know we can't. We can't trust Cash Patel. I loved Cash Patel before he became the director of the FBI. Now, he's just a fucking lying shill. It's unreal. And you guys are going to sit there and fucking cheer and party as if this is going to be some big shit. Look, I'll believe it when I see it. If I turn out to be wrong, then hallelujah. I want to be wrong. I want to be so fucking wrong, it's unbelievable. I want to be so wrong that I'm going to have to come out here in a week and say, yo, they arrested look, the 2020 election's getting undone. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Look at that. It's unbelievable. Joe Biden was illegitimate. The proof is there. The FBI cracked the fucking case. Unbelievable, guys. I'm going to be so happy, but that's not going to happen. And even if it did, do you think there are going to be any consequences or any repercussions for anybody involved in any of that shit. Do you think Donald Trump is going to get a fucking third run because he missed the second one? Because he got fucked over on it? No. You think they're going to undo any of Biden's shit? No. Do you think anybody's going to get arrested? No. So this shit is just porn for the people that still must cling on. I know it's tough, man. I'm having a hard time with it, man. I'm having a hard time with it because, in my eyes, Donald Trump was the last hope. You know what I mean? Donald Trump was the last hope for America. And if America falls, basically all the other countries, like where I live in Germany, it's going to fall too. You know what I mean? Plus, I have relatives and friends living in America. I don't want to see it run by Democrats into the ground and become a socialist dictatorship like they're planning to do. I don't want to see all these Republicans and conservative people get unnecessarily thrown into prison. But that's what the Democrats are going to do. And it's sickening that the Donald Trump administration can't even fucking clean up the swamp like they said. They can't do any of it. None of it. None of it's working. And so it's tough for me to meet reality and see, look, no matter who you vote for, ain't shit going to happen. If you want to remain free, it's going to be up to you. If you want MAGA, it's going to be up to you to get MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Because no government is going to give it to you. It's apparent. If even Donald Trump can't do it or won't do it or whatever the fucking thing is, then you're going to have to get it yourself. And I don't know how you're going to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know how you're going to do it. It seems like an impossible feat. So, look, it would be amazing if the FBI now cracks the case in the 2020 election, actually prosecutes and arrests people, put them behind bars, does something to unwind the 2020 election if the proof is there that it was stolen. Then it would be great. It would be amazing shit. But I don't see any evidence that would lead me to believe that any of that is ever going to happen. And I don't see why you guys are either. Come on, guys. I'm sorry to burst your bubble here, guys. But it's time to stop relying on Trump and the administration and start trying to think of and brainstorm ways to change the trajectory of where America is going and upholding the law and getting justice and accountability and treating everyone equally under the law. That is going to be up to the American people. The politicians are just not going to do it. That's my prediction. Sorry to be a black pillar, Dan Bongino. Fuck you, buddy.